Let's say tonight at midnight, every country in the world agreed on one thing. Starting tomorrow morning, one currency, one for the entire planet. Every exchange rate, every central bank, every banknote in your wallet, gone, replaced by a single currency. So my first question is, do you think this makes sense? Let me explain. Right now, there are 180 currencies recognized by the United Nations, used across 195 countries. Each one reflects that country's economic reality, its inflation rate, its interest rate, its growth speed, its debt level. A currency isn't just paper, it's a country's economic identity compressed into a number. When you remove that, you don't just change the money, you change the entire control panel. Think about what a currency actually does for a country. When an economy slows down, a government can lower interest rates to make borrowing cheaper and stimulate spending. It can let its currency weaken slightly to make its exports more attractive to the world. These are tools, real, powerful tools. With one global currency, those tools disappear overnight. Every country hands the steering wheel to a single institution and says, "You do it." Now think about who that institution would be. Who decides the interest rate for the entire planet? When the United States needs cheap money to recover from a recession, but Germany needs high rates to fight inflation, what does the global central bank do? It can't do both. Someone loses. We actually have a real-world example of this, and it's instructive. The Eurozone. 20 countries, one currency, and the results have been complicated. When Greece's economy collapsed after 2008, it couldn't devalue its own currency to recover. It was locked into the euro. The result? Greece's economy today is still roughly 20% smaller than it was in 2007. Real wages dropped by 30%. The country that needed the most flexibility had none. Now multiply that across 195 countries with wildly different economies. Luxembourg has a GDP per capita of around $155,000. Bulgaria sits at around $41,000. Under one currency, the interest rate that works for Luxembourg would be devastating for Bulgaria, and vice versa. It's not a hypothetical. The Eurozone proves it every decade. But wait, let's look at the other side, because there are real winners here too. Every single day, the global foreign exchange market processes over $7.5 trillion in transactions. That's just the cost of converting one currency to another. Fees, spreads, hedging costs, the entire financial infrastructure built around the fact that money is different everywhere. With one currency, that system shuts down instantly. Businesses that trade internationally no longer need to worry about exchange rate risk. A small company in Portugal can sell to a buyer in Vietnam without anyone losing money in translation. Cross-border transactions become as simple as sending money across the street. The global economy becomes, in a measurable sense, more efficient. Trade volumes would likely increase significantly. So we have a paradox. One currency would simultaneously make global trade easier and make individual countries more fragile. The efficiency gain at the top comes at the cost of resilience at the bottom. Now let's talk about the transition itself, because this is where things get genuinely weird. Switching 180 currencies to one overnight means every price in every country gets recalculated simultaneously. Every salary, every mortgage, every contract, every savings account, the conversion rate alone would be the most politically explosive decision in human history. If the new global currency is pegged too close to the dollar, developing economies lose immediately. Their purchasing power shrinks relative to richer nations. If it's set to balance everyone equally, wealthier countries see their savings effectively redistributed. Either way, someone wakes up poorer on day one. And here's something nobody talks about. What happens to countries that use their currency as a political tool? Some governments quietly inflate their currency to reduce debt burdens. Some weaken it deliberately to boost exports. With one global currency, none of that is possible. Monetary sovereignty, the ability to print your own money, set your own rates, manage your own economy, is one of the last tools a struggling government has. Take it away, and political instability follows. History's right about this. When people feel they've lost economic control, they look for someone to blame. In conclusion, one global currency would make the world more connected, more efficient, and easier to navigate for businesses and travelers. It would also make every country more vulnerable to decisions made far away by people who don't know their economy for reasons that have nothing to do with them. The euro is the closest experiment we have, and after 25 years, even its architects admit it works better for some than others. Scale that to the entire planet, and you don't just have a currency, you have the single most powerful economic institution ever created. And the question isn't whether it could work, the question is who do you trust to run it? Leave your answer in the comments.
Thank you for watching so far. Subscribe for more.